tackle, Rob Balogun.
Wees mooi op die partners helpen. Ja.
Well, a lot's happening out there. 1 or 2 charge downs, a lot of transitions, but no one really breaking free. Excellent skill here. Damien Willemse, the king of the sky, is right there.
It's clearly a tackle.
And not as good, but manages to reclaim the ball. Some big hits, some skill in the air, some massive counter-racking.
Yeah, and that's where the knock-on came off the hand of Peter Stewart as he went to make the tackle on Johnny Sexton.
Yeah, and you can see the contrasting styles. I think Ireland trying to impose their style through their running game. We saw Johnny Sexton with that little loop around where Ireland almost managed to get a break, and South Africa just trying to set a platform to get into their rhythm with their kicking game, control, get downfield, and start playing from then on. Yeah, and those 46 tackles made by Ireland would have been in that phase in the 22-meter area, where Ireland held off beautifully, made some good tackles, some good decisions, also in the contact area.
The first scrum of the game. Massive experience in both front rows. Andrew Porter playing his first test against South Africa, so too Dan Sheehan. Porter, who started his international career as a tight end. And he started for the first time at Lucid last year against Japan. Folding over in the front row, but Conor Murray asked to use it away from McCloskey as first receiver. Sexton looking to get it out wide. Bounces kindly for Hansen. Pulled down by Derlendi, and then Conor Murray caught and lost forward. It'll be a South African scrum. Wonderful pressure at the ruck area on the veteran Irish scrum half.
But it's the rhythm that Ireland are looking for. Most teams would kick from that position. But Ireland, the way they play, trying to have a go from deep down. But then you've got to be accurate. You've got to be accurate. It's one of the best attacking outfits against one of the best defensive outfits in world rugby. So Hansen, ball in both hands, looking to dance around. In comes Damien Delanda, but that clean not too good. So it's good awareness from Jasper Wiese to come through. And we saw the first scrum going down for a collapse. Andrew Porter, his shoulders went below his hips. South Africa will want to make the scrums a contest. They won't be happy with too many collapses.
And Jaden Hendrickson takes the free kick quickly. Kolisi there to clean. Doris going in with an attempted counter ruck. Cuts off hard at Sexton. Popped up by Hendrickson for Malherbe, then Visa. McCloskey working hard defensively, so too Doris, who wins the penalty. Lack of accuracy from the Springboks in the tackle area there.
Yeah, they needed someone to guard that track, but good play from Ireland, good defense from Ireland again. You see the Springboks, a lot of the back row working hard with the carries. Visa taking on that line and making good meters also, but Ireland winning that breakdown battle.
Well, there's a stoppage for a blood injury.
It's an early scrum, and both scrums have gone down to collapses. It's not a contest really at scrum time, but we saw the carries from Visa pretty ferocious. With Peter Steve Tutoy giving a helping hand as that tackle was called. Just Doris straight over it, and McCloskey.
Rassie Erasmus back in the coach's box, having served his match day ban. and an opportunity to wish him a happy 50th birthday today. Tyburn is the man receiving the attention for blood. Peter Omani there in conversation with the referee. His 4th start against South Africa in as many games. Been on the winning side twice. 88th cap for him this evening. Rob Ballacoon of Ulster, just a 3rd test cap for him, having been out to South Africa recently with the emerging Ireland squad.
You're right.
Also some attention for Luatiaga from the South African medical team. It'll be a penalty when we restart for that turnover. Sexton will get an opportunity to clear for touch. Franco Mostert is the man waiting in the wings as a 2nd row replacement. Played in 29 of South Africa's last 31 test matches, Franco Mostert. And for Luatiaga, this is his 10th start in 11 test matches.
Luatiaga soldier on. This was the tackle. So as soon as tackle was called, straight over.
Line back on.
Went Doris.
And relief provided from the boot of Johnny Sexton after soaking up considerable pressure in their own 22-metre area in the opening 15 minutes of this game.
On the line. South Africa on the line. On the line. It's okay.
Sheehan to the tail for Bird. Murray and Sexton hit hard in the tackle, but beautiful break from Ringrose. They're looking for Hansen out wide. Penalty advantage for Ireland here.
Ja? Ja, is jouw foon. Ek het jou data nou net afgesit.
Is hy nog op wifi?
Ja.
Geen die
Daar is ons weer terug.
hoe lyk die sy?
Kyk hoe kan fix.
Dis ek dink dis te doen met die netwerk.
Nee, fine.
Sexton has a free play. Ringrose.
Okay.
Goed omgeset, so.
Now Sexton with the cross kick. And the tackle into touch
Kyk op die
by
weer by die
Makazole
nommer.
Mapimpi on Peter Omani.
Yeah, I think they're going to look at that tackle. He's going to have a look at that tackle on Mac Hansen.
We check a potential.
She's at 15 and 7. Due to the screen.
Cheslin Colby and Peter Steph Totoy both involved. And shields the fall with his elbows first.
So I say, his initial.
One more angle coming, guys. One more angle coming.
The turning seems to be done by Cheslin Colby.
Which player they're going to penalise, yeah. So it's Peter Steph to try and Cheslin Colby in the tackle. Hansen breaks the fall.
I'd like you to look. I'd like you to focus on the actions of 15. I believe he's the primary lifter.
So Cheslin Colby comes and makes the tackle there. Tackle assist is Peter Steph.
Stuart Tahij is
Yes, Nika.
the TMO.
Number 15, who is initially lifting a player
Correct.
above the horizontal,
Correct.
and the player lands up on his back. So he's not a big dynamic in this, but still dangerous from the yellow card.
So Cheslin Colby is going to get
Yellow.
10 minutes in the sin bin. And almost certainly Johnny Sexton will opt to kick for the corner here.
And the player goes on the back. It's not dynamic, that's why it's yellow.
Yeah, and what happened there, Cheslin made the initial tackle, but he followed through with it. The chances are he should have just made that tackle as he saw that, well, he shouldn't have followed through. That's what he got penalised for. I think for Ireland, you can see from set piece attack from line outs making some good breaks early on. McCloskey went through, quick hands from Johnny Sexton.
Well, having done all the defensive work down in their own 22, Ireland now with an opportunity to press home this numerical advantage, apply the pressure on South Africa to defend for a while.
So this is Mac Hansen going through. Cheslin follows through there, he follows through right there. And that's what he's been sent off for.
And they were upset about it. I have a feeling Matthew right now is almost trying to talk it down from yellow, having come across from the other side. Excellent penalty from Sexton to set up this line out. Sheehan to the tail for Omani. McCloskey and Hansen looping around. Excellent tackle from Mapimpi. Had to be made. There was a man away to the right, and South Africa get the penalty. That's brilliant defending. Wonderful read from Makazola Mapimpi, and he had to make a dynamic hit there, not allow the pass to be made.
Yeah, that's well done from Mapimpi. That was fierce and effective. There was a man outside there, so it's high risk, high reward. Bit of innovation from Ireland. So you can see Sexton coming around, so there is an extra man up there. He's got to make that tackle to kill that move down, but what he does beautifully here, he makes the tackle, he bounces up, and then the counter ruck comes in. So impressive defensive pressure from the Springboks.
And a brilliant penalty kick as well, taking play down to between Ireland's 22 and 10-meter lines. Hugo Keenan felt the full might of Makazole Mapimpi. Diacha the target.
Hands up, Abe, hands up, hands up! You stay there, you stay there.
They've got some go forward, but also towards the touchline. Really being forced to play it. And more called by the referee. No tackle on Damien Delindi.
Yeah, and Damien Dillon, he needed some help there. I think that the Springbok players are so used to him carrying and winning that tackle fight going to ground. But there he was held up. So Ireland going for the choke tackle.
10. All right.
Oh, there's a penalty here.
So it's a penalty against the neck grab now.
Okay, had him around the neck.
Penalty around the neck. Number 10, Ireland.
That's the hand.
Yeah, I can see Johnny Sexton's arm around Damien Delendi's neck there. He had a word with the referee, Delendi.
Left arm.
Shot's called now.
A surprise because you'd almost expect Ireland, I thought, go for leg tackles, try kill momentum. A lot of the tackles have actually been quite high at chest height, almost trying to go for this trip. But the risk with that is that the attacking player gets to leg drive and make gain line, and that's what Damien Delende was doing there. He goes down and Springboks recycle that ball. He's made a good 2-3 meters from a ball carry.
Less than 50% predicted success. When Willemse gets his rhythm, he is very effective, but also has been erratic at times. 55% success rate in test matches off the tee this year, and that one is way, way wide. Dotted down by Hugo Keenan.
And he goes wide, and the score remains Ireland 3, South Africa 3.
Almost 5 minutes of the yellow card eaten up with that counter-ruck, the penalty, and then the subsequent kick at goal.
Backwards by Ireland.
Beautifully claimed at the 22-metre restart by Ireland. Van der Fleer driven back in the tackle. A brilliant counter-ruck again from South Africa. And hands in from Ireland. Twice we've seen that from the Springboks.
And Matthew, what's happening with Ireland is that because they've been met on the gain line by hard tackles, I think it was Malcolm Marks that put that hit in.
Counter-up was good.
Sometimes with Ireland, Conor Murray just put the ball downfield and look to operate from there. So what they're trying to do is have a run, push the Springboks wings up, and then isolate Cheslin Colby and look for a kick or an attacking kick from then on.
Decision.
But Malcolm Marks made a massive hit there. A massive, massive hit.
Well, this is interesting. Willemse, after that previous kick, has been asked by Sia Kolisi to kick for the corner. Despite being a man down, and he'll look to maul this.
That's a hit. Look, Malcolm Marks comes in there, bounces right up, the massive counter rack. So on the gain line, the Springboks were making some really massive hits.
It's a Beth at the front, and there was a contest from James Ryan. Well, Ryan has peeled around. It is available now for Jaden Hendrickse. Kitsoff supported into contact by Kolisi, and Van der Fleer
Tackle away.
doing the defensive work. Dutoy. And off their feet at the breakdown, sealing off South Africa.
Stand off.
Matthew, you can see they're just lacking accuracy sometimes, but Springboks have had a lot of opportunities in the Ireland 22-meter area. Ireland stopped that move while also. But Ireland are looking dangerous when they launch from line out to attacking line outs. No, Francois Herb is fine.
No, it was Loet de Jager who was in as the support player, but then carrying on.
And what he's got to do there is the support player, the latcher on the ball carrier. Try bounce up, even if you hit the ground, try bounce up as soon as possible to show the ref the right picture.
Sheehan straight over the top of the line out. Awkward one for Willemse. De Jager though, there to help clean up for South Africa. Hendrickse
Hold South Africa in front.
and Willemse puts it high onto Keenan. Furlong tucked the ball under his arm. He was never going to offload that. Sexton.
Hold Ireland.
Balakoon chasing down.
Advantage, no call.
Lost forward by Balakoon, claimed by Damien Delendi.
Now you gotta go. No.
Just a minute and a half remain for Cheslin Colby in the sin bin. Now Mapimpi chasing on to Balakoon, who does well but hit hard by South Africa's captain. Furlong again, this time the offload is on for him. And an opportunity for Byrne. Hansen goes deep and Creel chasing back. Caught by Mac Hansen is Jesse Creel. Thought Curtly Orenson might have been in from the side there at that tackle. Got away with it, and South Africa are going to get a penalty. Etzebeth.
Advantage, South Africa.
Willemse can't spin out of the tackle. Excellent from Damien Delendi as well. To the short side goes Hendrickse for Etzebeth.
Advantage over.
The penalty advantage now over as Kitsoff carries.
Tackle now, tackle.
Tackle made.
Oh, you got a ball.
Oh, lost forward.
Go. You got a ball, is that well
Yeah, there's a lot of transitions in the contact areas. So Lutioko going off his feet, one or two counteracts. Now another mistake in that contact breakdown area.
Cheslin Colby back from his 10 minutes and no harm done on the scoreboard. South Africa have managed it really well. Kept Ireland pinned back in their own territory.
Yeah. You're handling the ball and way forward. No, exactly that.
Almost 2/3 of the ball in the game. South Africa, it's been something of a common trend
Okay.
during the Rugby Championship as well. The dominance in opposition 22 and their disappointment in not being able to convert that dominance into scoreboard pressure. They've had the second kick at goal, which was missed by Damien Willemse, then opting to go for the touchline from the next penalty, and Ireland repelling them all. Stuart McCloskey is the man who's down. He was promoted to the starting lineup with the late withdrawal of Robbie Henshaw yesterday. Looks like he's picked up an injury making that tackle on Eben Etzebeth. And waiting on the bench is Jimmy O'Brien of Leinster, 25-year-old who is on test debut here. Called up to the bench from out of the Ireland A squad. Ireland A squad that took on New Zealand 15 at the RDS Stadium here in Dublin last night.
That's
Maybe the change, is it?
a sad moment for McCloskey. Got the late call up. Hasn't had a lot of test caps. What a moment for Jimmy O'Brien. Steps onto the stage. And McCloskey was looking good, Matthew. Looking really strong in contact. Some good leg drives, some good tackles from him.
So an Ulsterman departs the scene and a Leinsterman into the midfield alongside a Leinster teammate in Gary Ringrose. Jimmy O'Brien won his 50th cap for Leinster in the Heineken Cup quarter-final against Toulouse earlier this year, so plenty of experience in the provincial game. Collapse came just after Conor Murray had cleared for Rob Balakoon, who fights his way through the tackle. Sheehan. Murray shaping to hoist. Willemse is the man back and dancing away from Balogun. Does well to get back into the fight.
No, don't go on the ball. Ball is here. Come to the local side.
James Ryan being called out of it by Matthew Reynal, who came a few metres onto the pitch. Away by Murray. Or Hugo Keenan.
No.
Murray again, this time for Omani. Ryan and Sexton. Expansive ball over the top. Didn't find Balogun and then lost forward. So a couple of loose passes from Ireland as well as they look to create that width.
Yeah, and what's happening is Sexton, because of the Springboks defense, had the overlap. He's going for the long pass over the top, but it's not landing, or the players aren't running onto the ball. So yeah, if Balogun runs onto this ball here, he's definitely played. Then it's a drawn pass to Willemse, but the passes aren't landing, so it's giving the South African defense the opportunity to come up and make those hits. Frustration started to creep in. The rhythm of Ireland, you can see the opportunities. There's lots of endeavour, but the rhythm isn't there just yet.
Work hard, up, and walk straight.
They've also been forced to do a lot defensively. 70 tackles already made by Ireland. The Springboks only 34.
Shoulders
So
up.
high tackle count from Ireland, even though they've only missed 7, so they've been very good defensively.
Boy! Set!
Well, that's a penalty, Ireland. There was a mistake at the back of the scrum from Jasper Visser. Referee was just asking his assistant whether it was a knock-on. It wasn't, but
Mark is here.
the whole,
Try to go too early.
that did look like a knock-on anyway.
Yeah, and he also tried to go too early. So he ran without the ball. We didn't actually have to secure the ball yet.
No, it's fine. It's been plenty of stoppages.
And Sexton very, very tight to that right touchline, only able to grab 8 or 9 metres.
Oh, we've seen all sorts from Ireland. A 4-man line out in the 22-metre
Come on,
area.
Ireland. No huddle.
A ball over the 15 with a dummy maul. 6-man line out down the midfield. It's a very creative, very innovative, I must say, from line out plays.
Not getting it all their own way at that line out either, and Damien Willemse are very quick to get up in the defensive line. Sexton. Little no-look pass for Jimmy O'Brien. Quick ruck ball for Murray. Away by Doris for Furlong. Murray again. Sexton. Again looking to up the pace here. Omani brought down. Tide Bird. Little flip on for Andrew Porter. Again, the Springbok defence is watchful. Hoist from Murray. Colby gets into the air. Wonderful work from Stephen Kitsoff to secure that ball on the ground. Now Willemse. His kick is charged down by Dan Sheehan. And Jesse Creel, well, Sheehan is claiming the try, and it looked as though he got a hand there first.
Well, how fast is Sheehan for a hooker? That's incredible if he's gotten that try. We're trying to read the body language there. He sort of celebrated.
Okay, we don't know what's happening, all right? We just check what's happening. Right, check for protection, try or no try. Yes, you can.
No,
It's not that.
it was knocked on first, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he knocked that initially then. So
There.
Yeah, knock on.
Knocked forward and then dotted down.
Oh, he's got wheels there for a hooker. Charge down. I thought easily Jesse Krill will reel him and easily get past him. But he carried on going. I know a lot of the players are standing around. I'm not sure if the decision's been made already, so that's the charge down. Sheehan back to space. I thought he might try dive on that and pop it up to the oncoming player. Could be a little bit of a slight change in momentum. South Africa had a lot of good territory in the early stages or the beginning stages of this half. Just 2 penalties now from that scrum.
So an official water break. There's been a fair number of breaks throughout this first half, a few stoppages for injury. And the referee, Nika Amushukeli, just in conversation there with Johnny Sexton, asking for a message to get to the Ireland players, not to hold players in at the breakdown. Restart will be a scrum after that knock forward in the in-goal area by Dan Sheehan.
Last time was better, gentlemen, because you worked hard there. Last time was better because you worked hard.
A tense half an hour in Dublin, that's for sure.
And you're straight.
And if Springboks are going to probably try scrum for the penalty from this position.
Well, that was against Tyke Furlong.
No.
Ireland's tighthead now. There was a charge made on Damien Willemse. The referee said no, but then allowed play to go on. Willemse would have preferred a little more time. Andrew Porter, the man doing the hassling. Sheehan to the front for James Ryan and an uncontested ball. Murray finding a little bit of space. Chased down by Jasper Wiese, but momentum in South Africa's 22. Sheehan does well. After Furlong missed the pass. Porter. Murray. Omani. Away by Murray for Jimmy O'Brien. Now Tyke Bird, little ball back inside for Caelan Doris. The Aviva Stadium crowd getting into this now. Carry from Ringrose. Ryan. Malherbe went low and rolls out of the path. Porter again. Malcolm Marks driving Porter back in the tackle. Byrne. Now Sexton. O'Brien. Pulled down by Jesse Creel.
No tackle by number 3 off the dance.
Was a penalty advantage here for Ireland to work with Byrne and Ryan. Jasper Wiese, quick to bounce.
It's ferocious, isn't it? Especially in those 22-minute areas with both teams have been forced to go pretty direct. We saw 1 or 2 carries. Omani, Andrew Porter.
And the penalty is against Frans Malherbe for a no-arms tackle.
This was the initial break. The South African players on the outside, I think Louis Dioko rushed up too quickly, trying to cut off the passing lane. But pretty direct from Ireland and ferocious at ruck time, flying into those rucks, throwing numbers in. That's a tackle from France Maloba. Didn't wrap that arm around in the tackle.
Oluwatiyaga now going to be helped from the field. Saw him take a knock to the knee earlier and receive some extra strapping. And now it's a shoulder. He dislocated his shoulder in the Rugby World Cup final just over 3 years ago to the day. And Franco Mostert now on to win a 60th Test cap, replacing Diaka. And Conor Murray is also going to be taken from the field. His 100th Test match, a thing of the past.
I think this is where he got injured. He made that initial line break. What a great player he's been for Ireland, Conor Murray.
And after soaking up the pressure in their own 22, Ireland get a visit to South Africa's and convert that into points. Conor Murray replaced by Jamison Gibson Park, who gets a 21st Test cap. He hasn't had a lot of rugby in the last few months.
See, was that his hamstring or groin or something? Just went as he made that line break. Phillips goes deep.
Doris claiming the restart. Jamison Gibson Park. Back for Jimmy O'Brien, who clears off the left boot. Decent clearance too from the debutant. Have not got the dominance that they would have liked from their maul, the Springboks. They spoke in the week of the respect they have for the defensive efforts of Ireland at the maul, which they observed during their series win in New Zealand.
Advantage early.
Too early on Franco Mostert. It's a penalty advantage for the Springboks. Double tackle on Peter Steph du Toit, Furlong and Sheehan. Little dab through from Damien de Allende, chased down by Creel. Picks up beautifully. Hansen in over the ball, but cleaned off it. Hendrickson, another little dab through. And Balogun running it into touch. And Nika Amarashukeli brings them back for a penalty.
That was some smart kicking on penalty advantage. I think where was the scrum off there to cover that kick?
Number 6.
Gibson Park. So Mac Hansen's coming across, but yeah, I think Mac Hansen probably a little bit too deep, but it was a good kick, well-weighted kick. Then the double kick from Hendrickson. That one was from Mapimpi. Good covering from Balogun.
And what's the call from South Africa here? 15 metres in from right-hand touch. And the call is to kick for the corner. Just 2 minutes remaining in the half. And it's decent from Willemse.
Very good kick. Very, very good kick.
Just don't over that.
Now it's the Springbok fans in the Aviva Stadium who find a bit of voice. There are plenty of them. And the challenge on the throw to Yemenetsebeth forces the mistake. Furlong.
No, it's outside your hands.
Tidies up, it's just outside the in-goal area, so Gibson Park back for O'Brien. Really well dealt with by Ireland. Brave to go up and contest, but having the desired effect.
High risk, high reward. That's a big gamble from James Ryan, a massive gamble. Because Ebenezer gets that ball, the Springboks set that ball, and they're gone.
Now it's Tyke Furlong who's got an issue. Had a lengthy stoppage for an injury to Tyke Byrne. It was more a blood injury. Now looks like the left ankle of Ireland's tight head. Finlay Beelum of Connacht, the Australian-born tight head.
I think Furlong will be okay. So he did incredibly well. He's trying to win the fight over the try line. Otherwise it ends up being a Springbok scrum.
Oh, it's fine.
No, he doesn't look happy, does he? Looks as though they're going to give it a bit more strapping.
Now let's strap it in. We'll try and make it till half time, and then the medics will look at his ankle from then. But it's been brutal in some contact areas in this game. Fast and ferocious at the breakdown. The Irish players have been flying in. Springboks carrying pretty hard also.
And you also wonder, Shim, if you look at the makeup of the benches, whether it's actually going to be South Africa who try and lift the pace in the second half. We spoke about it before the game and during the week when we saw that selection of Dion Fourie and Kwagga Smith on the bench, unusual in some respects in the 6-2 split. So less than a minute to play. Springboks with 22 meters to navigate. They go to the tail for Peter Steph du Toit and Kolisi running hard at Van der Fleer, who is sat down. Arendse for Kitshoff.
Release 4.
Then Jasper Wiese with a penalty going to the Springboks for offside if they can't make more of this. Delendi. Trying to hold him up off the ground, and South Africa will want to play. They're not going to get the opportunity. It'll be a penalty straight in front.
It's a sure 3, definitely.
Well, former Munster
Oh,
teammates
that's what I was thinking.
Peter Omani and Damien Delendi going full throttle at each other.
Clear offside, is it? Can you deal with it? Shot call.
So Sia Kolisi
That's the whole backline rock shifted. Never readjusted.
calls the shot at goal. Another Irish player getting some attention, this time James Ryan. Mentioned the tackle count. It has mounted now for South Africa. They've made 66, missed a worrying 18. But Ireland with 81 tackles. And the contact area has been brutal at times. Cheslin Colby called forward to take the kick at goal. Every training session in Dublin this week, even the one in driving rain and wind, he was out there with the kicking tee along with Damian Willemse and Faf de Klerk, who of course is one of the 2 backs on the bench, and Willemse to tie up the scores on the stroke of half-time. Colby, I beg your pardon, and he slots it. Second successful penalty for South Africa to go with 2 from Johnny Sexton. Sexton opened the scoring in the second minute of the game. A penalty from Willemse, 1 from Colby. Half-time in Dublin. It's Ireland 6, South Africa 6.
The North versus the South.
My goodness me, wow!
Ja, is ook heel snel. Ja, Need a payment solution? Pass it to Netcash. We'll never drop the ball.
If you think for 1 minute that we change our entire recipe to bring you tastier, juicier chicken, you'd be absolutely right. When it comes to chicken, size really matters. So we choose the biggest ones around, marinate them for over 24 hours, and slow oven roast them before finishing them off with our all-new peri-peri or lemon and herb basting over 350-degree flames. And we don't grill them till you order them. Only at Spur, people with a taste for life.
I got you a great deal. Just sign.
Listen.
Sweet. Just with 11 great car insurance quotes on hiwa.co.za, you can find better.
Did we find it? Or did it find us? This thing that brought us together. A hard kick into chaos. Leaving reason behind. That's all too soon. Gravity takes her foot off the pedal. Find what you love. Devil's Peak Brewery.
The Carabao Cup, definitely a different kind of knockout. Experience all the action live on Supersport, your world of champions.
You don't build iconic brands by focusing only on profit. You don't enable businesses without innovating new ways for them to succeed. You don't spread wealth without investing for growth. And you don't create real economic and social growth without going beyond sustainability. You do it by doing things differently. You do it by believing that you can change the world.
Yeah, dying seconds, the opportunity to win the game, Shimmy. The Springboks are well featured. Let me do something special, John.
Bacon favour?
Not again.
Ja, was er? Was er in de nek?
Joel, Jimmy, stand by. Still waiting.
Don't let fiber ruin the game. 5G Alive on SA's best network.
Every Spur burger comes with a generous portion of golden chips and onion rings. The perfect place to pour that legendary Spur sauce. The North versus the South.
My goodness me,
Well, an arm wrestle of the first half, but we'll get into it in just a few moments. Competition on the field and competition off the field as well, where you can get involved. Freddie Hirsch, a Braai experience can be won with the value of £5,000. There's one up for grabs every single week. You'll find more details on supersport.com. Don't forget the T's and C's do apply there too. Mentioned that it was quite a bit of an arm wrestle. 6 points apiece is how it has come to an end after that 40 minutes. Still with Nick Mallet, Conan Lungane along with Skulk Burger. Skulk, you said at the build-up that you circle important things in front of you, players and such, and today you made the effort of circling the referees and straight away they're in action.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a difficult one with Cheslin's tackle, because you definitely will have a good little illustration where first it's a fair hit, it's a good hit, and then straight after that you'll say it's a good hit. Straight after that, next point of contact for the player that's going down is hands on the deck, balls on the deck. We'll make a nice little big circle on that. His left foot swinging up. He's definitely lifted above the horizontal, which has the element of danger. But unlike the referee saying he's landing on his back, and I think my Toure Nel actually tried to talk him out of the yellow card, there was a low level of danger. Definitely a penalty. We know we can't lift up players. Happy to get away with the yellow, but in another situation, I think, just a penalty was good enough.
So the question mark comes in with his landing area and his hand having gone down first and the ball sort of having cushioned the blow as opposed to saying that he landed on his back then.
Well, it's over the horizontal, which is always dangerous, but the fact is he doesn't land on his head or his neck, and there's minimal force in it. In fact, as they go down, he puts his hand and he rolls onto his shoulder and then goes onto his back. So if you have a look here, I mean, he does protect himself. What does happen is he's lifted by a double tackle, and World Rugby's worried about players landing on their head in these situations. But there was a low level of force, and also the player did cushion the blow by putting his hand down, and he falls on the ball in his right shoulder first, and then sort of his body rolls over the top of his head there, or over the top of his shoulder rather. Matthew Raynell, I think, was actually, and Matthew Pearce did mention it, was saying, perhaps it's not even a yellow, perhaps so it's just those little calls, but you're playing away from home, and you're in front of a stadium that's baying every time they see it up on the big screen that the guy's gone over the horizontal, and the ref's under pressure. And there's another clip we've got here, just to show you about the 50-50 calls that can make a big difference in this. Kitshoff is carrying the ball into contact. They're trying to hold him up. We've been penalised in the very first minute for not rolling away. An Irish player falls on the wrong side. You see his head there. He's on the wrong side. Kitshoff is on top of this player and trying to play the ball backwards. The Irish player's body is in the way. The ref sees it but doesn't do anything about it. And in placing the ball against, it goes forward. And the ref says a knock on. Now have a look where Kitshoff is lying. He cannot get the ball from that position under his left shoulder because the guy is lying there. That is a penalty to South Africa. But here again, you're playing away from home, 50-50 calls, the ref sees it slightly differently, and little momentum shifts like that are big in games that is only at 6-all. There are other issues that we've got, I think, which you're going to want to talk about the big hits and the spot hits that we make during the season.
And that's what has kept us in the game, the Springboks have. And it just shows you the way that Ireland's playing. They're playing those long passes, but the defense is actually making those spot on takes. And you spoke about them earlier on. Everyone in that backline can defend and they can make those hits. And that's the beauty about it. You see the rush defense, and Mapimpi there, he can see that ball coming, and he makes a perfect hit there. And what I like about them, everyone just comes in and makes the counter right, and we get a penalty. And that's what the Springboks are doing so well. They're making those double hits, making sure that we don't give them the gain line, because that's how the Ireland likes to play. Once they get that front foot ball, they make those short passes, but the Springboks are not allowing them to actually get those dominant advantage line. We're hitting them behind the advantage line, which is good, and that's allowing them to make those long passes, forcing them to bounce and knock on, and that's how the momentum just shifts from the Ireland to the Springboks.
I think we're bossing the physical collisions, and you see them. They've lost McCloskey, Conor Murray's gone, Furlong's carrying something, Tag Burns carrying something. So it's going to get harder and harder for them to bash through that wall. And I think what is interesting for us, not kicking for goal. Yes, we don't have scoreboard pressure at 6-all. But the amount of times we've put them through the ringer, how many tackles they had to make. The opposite that we've seen normally this Irish side, they basically boss the ball. They are the side with 55% possession. The Boks are the team with 55% possession. They've made more tackles. And that takes the sting out of their attack, because you've only got that much energy. If you spend that on tackling the big forwards coming around the corner, when you do get on attack, you look kind of flat. And there's opportunities for them, but to actually execute it when they're not as sharp as they should be is hard. And that's why Sexton is starting to get frustrated, because a couple of his options he's tried to run out the back, balls dropped on the deck, long passes, bounces. Now that can work in their favour, but we know, we've got such great predators on that outside. The next ball that bounces, I wouldn't be surprised if Mapimpi picks it up and scores an 80-metre try.
From us too, we've got to make sure that we maximise our opportunity. We kicked for the corner, and Lut was off, and Lut is our line-out caller. Mostert came on. We decided to throw it Itzbit at the front, which was a safe ball. They played his hand in the air. No one spotted it. We lost that ball 5 yards from their line. They clear. The next line out is 25 metres away. So, we've got to take that driving maul opportunity when we kick 5 metres out, and we've got to make sure we can score from it, because the opportunities are few and far between, and we haven't got a deadly goal kicker. So if we're deciding to go for the corner, we must make sure that our maul or the peel off around the front or the back can work and gets us points.
It's all about capitalising on the opportunities. We've seen that driving maul wasn't quite doing what we've come to know of the Springboks driving maul. Perhaps a chance to rectify that now in the second half. It's all about keeping it disciplined, keeping it tidy, and out-muscling the Irish guys, as Skulk said when we got into the game. The second half is up next. Let's go find out how well the Springboks will do.
My goodness me, wow!
Need a payment solution? Pass it to Netcash. We'll never drop the ball.
at 160 degrees. Finished off in our famous turkey sauce. That's what makes spur wings fly.
Video analysis was so key. The one game I actually managed to find out that my opposition winger struggled to turn, was very slow in the turn, when the kick went in behind him, and that gave me such a competitive advantage. In business, you always are trying to look for that little bit of knowledge, that little bit of analytical insights. The better you do that, the more you're able to succeed.
Sage gives businesses like Brian Habanas the tools and insights to make better decisions. Sage, helping business flow.
I miss you, Donna.
Not for persons under the age of 18.
Introducing the new, more powerful 165 kilowatt Hilux GR Sport.
Just 464 Rand a month to cover an urban cruiser? That's refreshing. He pays just 559 Rand a month for his T-Cross. How cool is that? Just 491 Rand a month for a Kia Picanto. Makes saving a walk in the park. SMS car to 39222 now to switch and save on your car insurance.
Need a payment solution? Pass it to Netcash. We'll never drop the ball.
Think about it. Pick and Pay ASAP could change your life. You could shop without ever leaving home. Thank you. You could show your family some love.
He's my favorite son.
Mine too. You could drop a hint. Give your best mate some help. You could even help the world. The more you think about it, the more ASAP delivers. Download the app today.
You can have one or the other. It's not something that we at R&B like to say. So when faced with the conundrum of net profit or net zero,
we say, why not both? Commercial success
or community success,
environment or investment, why not both? So what is the best way to help our clients?
traditional values,
Or innovative ideas?
and the answer always is, why not both? My goodness me, wow!
Welcome back to the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. South Africa and Ireland tied up at 6 points apiece. 2 penalties from the boot of Ireland's captain, Johnny Sexton. One from Damian Willemse for South Africa. He missed another one midway through the first half, and then Cheslin Colby called up to kick a penalty on the stroke of half-time. Amazing record that Ireland have here at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. They've won 30 of their last 32 matches here. And they've won 6 of the last 10 encounters between these two countries. An excellent record against all the Southern Hemisphere opponents as well. 12 wins out of their past 18 games against New Zealand, Australia and South Africa. It is a proud record that they will defend with all they are worth as Damian Willemse gets the second half underway.
Now use it.
Jamison Gibson Park, who has replaced Conor Murray, who led the teams out on the occasion of his 100th test, straining a leg muscle after going through a gap in the first half, so Gibson Park on earlier than expected. Willemse, Etzebeth called on to carry in the midfield. Doris trying to get in over the ball. Willemse, a little look to his inside, then carries into the tackle of Tygburn. Hendrickse marks. Franco Mostert in with the clean. Back it comes for Cheslin Colby now. And Kirkley Orense tips it back for Peter Steff to Toy, but it was actually forward, says the referee, Nika Amashukeli.
With a familiar start. Gibson Park going up with the box kick which South Africa retrieved, but Cheslin Colby putting the contestable up. It's a big contest, aerial contest, but it's been an arm wrestle in the first half. It has to open up somehow.
Well, first scrum of the second half, and Tyg Furlong has not come out. We saw him injure an ankle, so it is Finlay Beelum on to win his 26th test cap up against Stephen Kitsoff on this near side with an Ireland feed. Huge effort from South Africa, and they had the ball on the fingertips there but lost forward. That's a worrying sign for Ireland first up in the second half.
Incredibly worrying. I think there's a big gap between Furlong and Beelum. You saw Kitsoff definitely had the upper hand. Kitsoff, the pressure's coming through. And for Ireland, they're going to have to think smartly here, Ireland. Channel one ball, get it in and out. They do not want to get into a tussle at scrum time now.
Well, Jalen Hendricks is asking why it's not a South African scrum, because he felt it was lost forward by Jamison Gibson Park.
And the heat is coming here from the South African scrum.
Penalty against Stephen Kitsoff for hindering.
I'm not sure I agree with that call. But gives Ireland a release here. You've seen how dangerous Ireland have looked from line out attack. Great kick from Johnny Sexton. If you can tell me who went down there first, I'd be surprised. I think a reset is probably a fair call.
Hold the gap. Hold the gap.
Sheehan over the top, Gibson Park, little inside ball from Sexton to Hansen, and then O'Brien carving his way through, chased down by Visser. Sexton has stayed down as well. James Ryan.
No hands.
Gibson Park, Byrne caught by Orense. Ireland down a man for now, and a significant man in Johnny Sexton too. Ringrose. Gibson Park flicks it inside for Hansen. Valuable meters gained here. Ryan. Hansen. Ball over the top is for Peter Omani. Orense did well to hang in to that defensive effort. Carry from Porter, then Ringrose again. Alherba and Dutoy go low. Offside call against the Springboks, close to the post. Johnny Sexton still receiving attention from the medics.
Yeah, and that's the strength of Gibson Park. You can see that rack speed. As that ball is just fizzing out of that rack as soon as he's come on, and mixing it up with some attack off 9. Mac Hansen coming off the wing, getting that little half break, and then back in the mix at first receiver. Kosek down. Good leg tackle from Kirkley Orenser. But Ireland starting to warm up now. Getting their rhythm and flow.
A huge tackle from Jesse Creel on Ireland's captain. That's what caused him to wince and get the attention. He's going to have to pick himself up to possibly kick a penalty goal here.
Debate. Are they going for the corner here? The crowd will tell us. There we go. The crowd love that.
Ireland's captain perhaps inspired by the singing of the Dublin crowd. They haven't had much to sing or cheer about for that matter. And a change for the Springboks. Vincent Koch on to win a 39th Test cap in place of Frans Malherbe.
Well, Ireland, the brave call. That was an easy 3 points. Looking for that game-changing moment. Still early on, still plenty to go.
Maul taken towards touch by South Africa. Ireland celebrating. Josh van der Flier is running straight back to halfway.
Oh, he's very confident. I mean, the whole pack is running back. Did they really get this? Jeez, he could have got that actually.
Well,
the red scrum cap is the ball carrier, and he grounds it. We're just trying to see where his feet are.
so the grounding is fine. Now they want to look at where his feet are. You can't see the scrum cap anywhere mixed into the middle of all of that. Didn't hear the referee make a call of on-field decision.
Well, look, you're not going to see his feet from there. You have to look at it from the back angle.
Yes, we're looking to see where his feet are. We need to give you a bit more time.
Take your time now because the journey is stay. So take your time now to determine where the focus of the next.
Well, he's right in the middle of. If that's him last there, then he's in then.
I think that's his leg strapped there.
Yeah, decision for you. Okay. The player is not in touch and he grabs the ball.
Well, it's an extraordinary try for Josh van der Flier, a 9th Test try for him in his first Test match against South Africa. And suddenly, the Aviva Stadium has come to life. It was a dour, tense affair over the first 40 minutes.
Well, Matthew, that call to kick for touch because it was an easy 3 points. Johnny Sexton gave it to the forwards, said, you guys have a go. And how close was this? Well, the way Josh van der Flier sort of stood up and ran back, he wasn't even thinking twice. It was incredibly close.
Paul O'Connell on the left of screen there. Having a justified celebration. Doing wonderful work with this Ireland pack. Sexton with 2 successful penalty kicks, one in the second minute of the game. Shortly after the kick-off, hardly a Springbok had touched the ball at that point. Sexton from touch has pulled it left. So 5 points in it, but a real spark injected into this match.
Normani gets that ball. Josh van der Flier, he's right in the middle. As the Irish forwards punch through. It was almost a race to get there before they got pushed into touch.
Kirkley Arendse herring after Willems's restart.
Tackle!
And O'Brien, who replaced Stuart McCloskey in the first half on test debut, makes the left-footed clearance. Here's Colby from the back. Brought down by Beelum. Willemse looks inside for Etzebeth.
Tackle!
Van der Flier trying to strip the ball in the tackle. Now Colby.
Carried back now, 50-22.
Mapimpi in an aerial contest with Hugo Keenan. Ireland's fullback coming out on top. Gibson Park for Beelum.
Ball is there. Go back.
Caelan Doris was the man hit hard in the tackle, making no headway with his carry. Test for Willemse. Balakoon's tackle. Oh, that's squirted out of the back of the ruck. Doris quick to react and gets the offload for Van der Flier. Porter, Beelum, and Gibson Park scything his way through Byrne. And then Keenan for O'Brien and Hansen. Magnificent try from Ireland.
Beautiful, beautiful from Ireland, Matthew.
Well, a woeful error from South Africa at the breakdown as well. No one in attendance, the ball squirting out loose.
And the magic here is, first of all, you win the high ball contest. But counteracted, but look what Doris does here. His awareness, he doesn't kick that ball, he keeps it alive. Down the touchline from then on, broken field opportunity, quick ball, some slick play from the big men. Gibson Park with the halfway, get that ball into space, use the numbers, and squaring up beautifully with the final pass to Mac Hansen, and over he goes in the corner.
Yeah, just to, can you confirm that when the ball is won, there is no touch?
And momentum change. Well, they're going to look at that Keelan Doris when he gets that ball back in. Did he go into touch? But what?
Okay, thanks.
Slick passing from Ireland to get that try.
A second test try it is for Mac Hansen, the former Australian under-20 international, born in Canberra. Just his 7th test match. Very similar kick to the previous one for Johnny Sexton, and a similar result as well. Notwithstanding the 2 missed conversions, South Africa now under the pump.
And the ball spat out, but Doris, what he does incredibly well, the one-handed pass, hugged up against the touchline, he gets that through, draw and pass, Mac Hansen goes over for Ireland.
Changes for South Africa, Faf de Klerk on, and so to Kwagga Smith with Jaden Hendrickse and Jasper Wiese leaving the field.
And you can see the change in strategy from Ireland. What they were doing in the first half from kickoff, almost trying to run the ball, that wasn't working. Now they've simplified it a bit more. O'Brien not happy with that kick. He wanted a bit more distance or even keep it in. You don't want to give the Springbok team lineouts. But the Springboks now on the chase.
43rd test cap for Faf de Klerk. And the 28th for Kwagga Smith. Ball lost forward. Unforced error from the Springboks at line out time. Sexton looking to open it up. Keenan. Gibson Park. Beelam. Well, that ball's gone out the back. And poor from Ireland. Opportunity for Springboks with the turnover ball. De Klerk has it. De Toy and Willemse. Jesse Creel now. For Kolisi, that was palpably forward.
Oh. Yeah, and you can see what Siya Kolisi was doing. I think Jesse Creel probably wanted to give that ball a little earlier. Siya Kolisi was running a sharp line, an inside line, outwards in line. That pass never on. Peter Steph to Toy cutting it off. And Ireland almost punished for that. But Jesse Creel, that's a line that wanted to give it to Siya Kolisi, coming from outside in.
And another change for the Springboks. Willie LaRue on at fullback. 80th test cap for him. Kirkley Orenser is the man replaced. Cheslin Colby moves over to the right wing. So now the same back three that played in the Rugby World Cup final 3 years and a few days ago. Well, it's a second scrum penalty in the second half against South Africa.
It's unusual to see the Springbok scrum being penalised this much. See the frustration from Stephen Kitsoff. And I think the issue was that on the right-hand side,
More valuable territory run, one off the boot of Johnny Sexton.
that's angle Vincent Koch. I think we penalised there, say Winton and collapsed straight down. Ireland just getting stronger and stronger in this game. A set-piece battle that a lot of people thought South Africa would win pretty easily. Starting to square up with England, so with Ireland getting more and more confident.
Lost forward by Ireland.
Whistle's gone. Whistle's gone. Yeah, water break now.
Water break called by the referee 15 minutes into the second half. A number of substitutions made. We saw injury substitutions being made by Ireland in the first half.
Gibson Park, what an impact he's had. Ball started from turnover ball, transition attack. Tell you something about Jimmy O'Brien's looked pretty good since he's come on. You consider Randy Aki out, McCloskey suspended, McCloskey with the late pull-up getting injured, Jimmy O'Brien pulled into the squad. He has looked pretty solid.
This is also the first time that Ireland have played in front of their own home crowd, ranked number one in the world. And we're ranked at the top of the pile, just ahead of Rugby World Cup 2019. But didn't get to play a game at home. And now, after their victory against the All Blacks in a 3-test series in New Zealand in July, and put them on the top of the list.
Can the Springboks get something out here from scrum time? Vincent Koch penalised the previous scrum from going in and down.
Shoulders out, head straight, head straight. Crunch.
Ireland holding firm on a South African put in, and Quagga Smith picking up at the back. Koch, low tackle from Beelum.
9, use it please.
De Klerk needs to get a move on. Balakoon lost it forward. Just a knock-on advantage secured by Kolisi. Away by Willemse.
Going back for no call.
Balakoon not managing to hold on to this one. It's a tall wing. Robert Balakoon. X factor, you must see him in an open space. Great offloading game. Good finishing winger. We've seen James Lowe so many times in the Irish team. He's another player
Good job now, last call, right?
that's injured.
Gentlemen, last call was alright. You keep the standard. Good job on the last call.
Well, 2 more changes ahead of the scrum. Recheko Vaditswe and Che. And Bongyumba Nambi replace Stephen Kitsoff and Malcolm Marks.
And there's going to be plenty of power coming through with Bongi Monambi and Oxy Chaikin. You already saw Bongi Monambi when he came on, speaking to the assistant ref about the props behind. Oxenche, Bongi Monambi, can they add energy to the Springbok scrum and get some go forward?
5, 7.
There it is.
Much better that time. First battle won for Che Umbunambi with Vincent Koch.
High head coming up.
And Finlay Beelum is the man penalised.
And you saw what Oxenche did, just got underneath his chest, cut the oxygen supply. What happens? The head pops up. So Oxenche already winning the hit underneath the chest. Up there, Beelum bails out the contest. Springbok pack also moving forward.
Well, the Springboks got very little return from their maul in the first half of this game. First throw for Monambi finds Peter Steff to toy. First stop is called by the referee. Ball wrapped up in there, Monambi with Peter Steff to toy. And that's another excellent piece of maul defence from Ireland.
And look where Tag Burners and Omani working extremely hard. They didn't lose their bind, so just stuck in there.
Held up. Same seconds here.
And got him between the scrum off and the ball, so it's pretty hard to get rid of that ball. Beelum flying in, but Byrne with the blue scrum cap, he's stuck in there, stayed around and got in between the ball and the scrum off, so good victory. But the pressure's going to come at scrum time now. Oxenche and Bongi Monambi are going to put a lot of pressure through that loose set side.
Shoulders out, head straight, shoulders out, head straight. Crunch.
5. Well, it's a third penalty. against South Africa's scrum in the second half alone.
Yeah, and the pressure's coming through from Andrew Porter. Oxenchair doing well on the loose head side. The pressure's coming through from Andrew Porter, where Ireland are coming through that left-hand side, especially on their ball. Generally, you want to try and promote the right side. They're going through the left-hand side.
Yeah, and these are easy exits for Ireland.
And it's on the left-hand side. You can see Vincent Clark being turned. And Porter coming through down the left-hand side. There it is right there.
Sheehan goes to the middle of the line, well secured by Koch on the ground. De Toy. De Klerk finds Koch. Beautiful dummy from the tight head. Quagga Smith was looking for the pass there. Knock on advantage. Kalen Doris.
Stay.
And Gibson Parks kick going straight up in the air, way by Mbonambi for Quagga Smith. It's a Beth. Into Johnny Sexton, who stands up firm in the tackle. LaRue, Creel. Now LaRue, the first receiver from the ensuing ruck. It's a Beth. LaRue, Willemse, and Mapimpi. Balakoon just standing off to size up his man. And the counter ruck is good from Ireland. Hoofed ahead by Tyg Bird. Back goes Willemse, chased down by Gibson Park. Offload is good for Colby though. And he released the ball very cleverly there, Cheslin Colby got back to his feet. And Chet, LaRue, and Creel. Little fumble there from Keenan. Willemse, and Willie LaRue has dropped back to provide an option. De Klerk. And then De Toy, wonderful tackle from Gary Ringrose. Away by De Klerk for Mbonambi.
No hands now.
And the quick tap is from Quagga Smith. Gets away from one. Runs over another almost. Gibson Park holds firm in the tackle. LaRue, Etzebeth. Trying to hurdle his way through. Pick up from Nje. Oh, and the ball's lost forward by Damien Willemse.
Yeah, it was on there. It was absolutely on. One of the Irish players came up and got into the passing lane. So almost similar to what the Springboks do, got into the passing lane. Quagga Smith doing very well here. Taking his straight up the gut. The Springboks trying to up the tempo now. Time pressure, scoreboard pressure.
Time is off.
It's a bit. But this was the opportunity there. It was Mac Hansen that got in between the passing lane. And Balakoon also rushed up because they knew there was an overlap on the outside. So coming hard off the edges.
Another change for the Springboks. Dion Fourie, he became the oldest Springbok on debut in July against Wales at the age of 35. He gets a fourth test cap, replacing Peter Steph du Toit.
And the Telfitch and the Springboks aren't happy about Andrew Porter's angle. So coming in to Vincent Corkin.
It's a blood injury to Makazole Mapimpi. So Curtly Orense is going to come back on. Rob Herring replacing Dan Sheehan at hooker. South African born, Cape Town born, Rob Herring of Ulster. He debuted against Argentina in 2014 and then no test rugby for 3 years. His second test was off the bench against South Africa here in 2017, and he scored one of Ireland's 4 tries that day.
And Dan Sheehan's had a good game. He's a very good hooker, mobile hooker. He's thrown in well, carried well, and high tackle count.
Ireland 4.
So Curtly Orense allowed back onto the field because Makazole Mapimpi has a blood injury. There's another change for Ireland with Kieran Treadwell winning a 9th test cap. Tyburn is the man to give way for Kieran Treadwell. Rousing reception for Tyburn of Munster. 34th test cap, his first against South Africa. Carrying some scars. If the scoreboard stays the same way, he won't mind at all. Quick heel from Ireland, and Doris with the pickup at the back. Gibson Park.
And 9, use it.
Little touch on that from Eben Etzebeth. Lost forward and gathered by Van der Vlier. Good tackle from Kolisi.
No hands. Advantage over.
Beelan. And a first carry for Kieran Treadwell. Ryan. And Quacker Smith in. Or Dion Faree. No, it was Dion Faree in over the ball.
Release the ball. Hold it on.
And he spoke about in the build-up, the double features. That's why Dion Faree and Quacker Smith.
Hey, listen. No, listen. Watch your language now, all right? Watch your language, Martin.
Just as Ireland looked like they were about to break out, Dion Faree stopped the momentum.
Oh, and Willems's kick is mistouch. Balakoon. Keenan. And then Balakoon again. Gibson Park. Flung to the ground by Eben Etzebeth. Treadwell. Beelam. Gibson Park back on his feet. And Sexton back to make the clearance. Good distance on the kick from Sexton, but Willemse finds a way through. Koch.
Release.
Leroux. Delendi. Tackle made by Van der Vlier. And Leroux putting the little grabber through for Colby. And looking for the return pass, Colby. Just meters short. Etzebeth. Willemse. And Delendi. Faree. Just going lateral. And the space closing down quickly. Delendi for Leroux now. Mostert making his way through.
Mostert's not really convincing us, is he?
No.
So I don't have the decision, try.
He's got on-field decision try.
Just need to double check this.
And I think it was also on penalty advantage too.
Or else we're going back to the back.
Yeah, he's got that.
Try scored. So Franco Mostert off the bench and with a third test try, first against Ireland. South Africa back within 5 points with a kick to come, which will be taken by Cheslin Colby.
Yeah, and I must say, Willie Leroux coming in at first receiver has made a difference. That's the kick that Willie Leroux put in. I thought Creel would get it through, but desperate tackle from Ireland again. Faf de Klerk trying to get that ball into space. Gianfrey and Balogun did well. He actually waited for Gianfrey, then made that tackle. But Franco Mostert with the hard line, the challenging line, and the try for the big man.
Colby, golden penalty on the stroke of half-time. And that is glanced off the upright.
And that's the end of the try for Franco Mostert. He got the try, but because he got knocked down, he wasn't really certain. But it's game on now.
Jack Conan wearing jersey 20, 31st test cap for Ireland. Started all three tests for the British and Irish Lions against South Africa last year, replacing Peter O'Mahony. The try scorer Mostert rises high to claim the restart. A thrilling final 10 minutes in store here in Dublin. Leroux and Dion Ferry. Brought down by Ringrose. It's a Beth. Rob Herring thought about a go over the ball, but then Ireland retreating from the tackle area, fanning out on defence. De Klerk shaping to kick once again, but then going with the pass. Lendi glancing off Balogun's tackle. Strong counter-ruck again from Ireland.
Take it in. Hold.
In Willems's kick. Hansen and Keenan back for it for Ireland.
Ireland, hold in front.
And now it's Mac Hansen giving chase. Back it comes for Willemse. And that sailed
so close
directly into touch. A couple of mistakes out of hand from Damien Willemse, missing that penalty to touch. And now one sliding out on the full.
Yeah, and we saw a bit of a difference from the Springboks. They're having the running exit instead of trying to kick it out. You can see Willemse is thinking the fullback isolated players up. Try and look for grass. He just overcooked it. And Jack Conan on stable number 8. He'll know the South Africans well. A true soldier. O'Mahony doesn't mind getting stuck in. Delivered physically as usual. Drives the toughness of this Irish team.
And Cian Healy on as well. Replacement loose head. 119th test match. And a 5th against South Africa. He started the previous 4. including the last time they played in 2017 and also 2009 at Croke Park, when this stadium was under construction on the site of the old Lansdowne Road Stadium. And Croke Park, the Gaelic football stadium, was used as a venue. 80,000 crammed in there that day to see Ireland defeat South Africa. Pressure on the jump of Ryan from Etzebeth, but now Johnny Sexton goes high. Excellent work from Kwagga Smith after Cheslin Colby knocked the ball backwards. Mbonambi, it's a poor pass out the back, pressure on Willie Leroux. Willemse. Down towards halfway, and Mac Hansen. Wonderful tackle from Smith. Gibson Park for Ryan. Discipline paramount here for South Africa within kicking range for Johnny Sexton. Well, as I say it, there's an offside advantage for Ireland. So Sexton goes wide for O'Brien.
Exactly what Ireland wanted. Build pressure. Wait for the error, the defensive error or discipline error. I'm pretty sure, well, Sexton will kick this one for points. But the free play, so wait for the speculator in the corner. Villaroo had that pretty well covered anyway.
Shot call.
No debate there. And it's been for take Byrne off, Conor Murray off injured, Stuart McCloskey off. Lotte Yaka. Look at some of the key numbers. Tackle count's gone up for the Springboks, 113 now, but 27 missed. It's quite high. Ireland, 133 tackles, 16 missed.
2 misses from Johnny Sexton, both conversion attempts of the tries that were in the left corner. This one's slightly easier, about 8 meters in from the left touchline. It's now over a minute since he indicated he'd go for goal. And this time he's got it. And a vital 8-point margin opened up by Ireland.
And it's gamble time for the Springboks. Ireland regaining control or scoreboard control. 8 points. What a take from Willemse.
Brilliant take from Damien Willemse of the restart. They need something to happen right here and right now, do South Africa. Koch. Etzebeth. Willemse. Yeah, there were hands in there from Mac Hansen.
It's in the tackle and deflected in the line out, so it's an option, all right?
So it's a scrum or a line out.
An option for line out in the scrum, South Africa. Option.
So scrum called.
What a take from Damien Willemse. Feli Leroux just trying to square up, quick hands down to try and get the ball into space. Easy day for Mac Hansen. Doesn't spend a lot of time on the wing, to be honest with you. Covers the backfield pretty well. Saw him running off Gibson Park. Chased a lot of kicks.
Penalty advantage for South Africa, and then Gibson Park in onto de Klerk. Bounces off Gary Ringrose. They still have a penalty advantage here. Dion Fourie. Koch takes the tackle from Kian Healy. Damien Telendi goes low. Colby Mostert. Colby again.
Roll away, 5! Roll away!
Don't want to eat up too much time here. Koch out the back for Leroux. Brilliant tackle from Balogun. Etzebeth over the top for Arendse. Back in it. Just clinging on. Kirtley Arendse with a third test try.
Well, even Etzebeth. I mean, look at the hands from him here. Vincent Koch. Leroux caught, but even Etzebeth has got the base hands off Mac Hansen. Over the top he goes to Kirtley Arendse in the corner, and the Springboks keep fighting.
Willie Leroux is waving at the referee now to get things going. He took a big tackle from Balogun. Big handoff from Etzebeth, as you say, Shim, and the finish from Arendse. But Colby took the conversion as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and Ireland are taking their absolute time, and you can see Sia Kolisi having a proper go at the ref. There's a player being strapped down the touchline, and they're walking up slowly. So the Springboks want to get on with it. Well, the big question is here from this kickoff box. Well, they're going to have a go. They're going to have a run from here. From this kickoff.
Jody Carberry on for a 36 test cap. And it's his kickoff. Not surprisingly, it's deep. Faf de Klerk.
Well, Faf de Klerk just kick it, but now then the line-out contest has to come. But
No.
you can see that Ireland, Bongi Monambi, they're all trying to get Ireland to try and speed this game up. The Springboks need possession, and they need it immediately.
Ireland, go.
Rob Herring's throw. Pressure from Etzebeth. Herring regathers. The Aviva in full voice. Well, Etzebeth is streaking away towards the try line, but it's a penalty to Ireland.
Now this will probably take another minute. You're not allowed to do that. You can scoop it backwards, you can't kick it through the rack. So Ireland are just going to try and beat the clock now. Going for the corner.
They have a minute and some change to control possession and hang on to this extraordinary record. It'll be 31 wins from 33 games at the Aviva for Ireland if they can hang on now. And South Africa still searching for a first win since 2012 in Dublin. Gibson Park. Ringrose goes low. Then Caelan Doris. Treadwell. Tackle from Etzebeth. Kian Healy. 20 seconds to go. Treadwell. Bonambi thought about a contest. Ryan goes low. South Africa go in for the steal. Unsuccessful. Just seconds remain. Carberry hacks it out. Into touch, and Ireland have scraped it. So many words written and spoken during the week about the 35-point margin of 5 years ago. No one felt it was ever going to be that dominant this time out. It was a tense first 40 minutes. 6-all they turned at half-time with just 2 penalties apiece. Plenty of errors in the game from both sides as well. 2 soft moments from South Africa, which gave Ireland 2 tries and much needed momentum at the start of the second half. They fought their way back in with tries by Mostert and Orense. It was not to be, and full time in Dublin. It's Ireland 19, South Africa 16.
Steven!
My goodness me, wow! It's game on now.
It's all kicking off as we head north to face the leaders, the favorites,
A devastating display.
the underdogs, and the rivals on home turf as we fight to reclaim our seat at the top. Live on Supersport, stay connected to DSTV Premium, proudly brought to you by Spur, people with a taste for life and Netcash.